powerful business coach, millionaire mentor, a multi-talented serial entrepreneur, Africa's most sought-after sales guru, the boss of sales superstars, internationally acclaimed best-selling author, a public speaker par excellence, life and finance strategist.
My name is Sam Harvard.
Awesome. It's my pleasure and privilege. All right. So welcome all of you officially to the beginning of the 30 days money challenge, which you call the 30 DMC. This is the second of its kind that we're going to be having. The first one we had in 2021. And this is a very special one. And the one in 2021 has been able to generate a lot of testimonials, a lot of good things that happened. If I have my way later on, I'm going to probably play some of the testimonials that happened in 2021. But we have a very unique focus for this one. And that is going to lead us into 7 different dimensions in the next 30 days. We're going to be having 2 different sessions every day. The first session is where we have the training. And the second session is where we have the consulting or the interactive session. I don't just want you to listen to me and learn alone, but I want you to also be able to interact based on what you are learning, based on what you know already, and what you are able to do with what you are learning as well. And then we're going to have a published session on Twitter Space every day beginning from tomorrow. This is going to be between the hours of 12 p.m. GMT plus 1 and 3 p.m. GMT plus 1. So we're going to be live discussing extensively on every topic that we deal with during the live session here. And that's what we are going to be sharing on Twitter Space. More information about that is going to be shared with you so that you can prepare yourself for it and try to attend. Twitter Space is audio. You could just plug in your earpiece at work or whatever it is you're doing and participate in that special session. All right. The night session, like I said, is going to be filled with quite a number of things. Please, if you can hear me on Zoom, give me 111. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of no sound. If you can hear me, give me 111. Let me be sure. Okay, so it means that just a few people haven't been able to put on their audio. Okay, so please help those people. Those of you who know how to do that, help those people. All right, I believe you all had a fantastic day. And we are going to begin all our training session with a special exercise session with our coach. It's going to be our fitness coach for the next 30 days. The energetic EJ. I want you to please put some boom in the chats for her. She's going to be popping up on our screen for about 5 minutes, having us shake our body and sweating. It's going to be a very, very interesting time we're going to have. EJ, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Where is your camera? I need to put you on. That's going to be difficult for people on YouTube to see you, but at least those on Zoom will be able to see you right now. Let's look for EJ. Where is she? Okay, I think I've seen her.
This is she.
I think I've seen her.
Let me clean my lens.
Even though I've seen you, but your camera is not showing here.
No, I
Okay.
switched it off to quickly
Okay.
clean it.
Okay. So, EJ, over to you. You have our attention.
All right, good morning from here. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're fine. For those of you who are still awake and ready to move your body, I see you. Can you stand up from your seat? The whole point is to shake the body. So if you can, wherever you are, if you can stand up, just find a way to position. No, she's not in Nigeria. So find a way to position your camera so that you are able to see. I can still see you. We can go with this. So I'm just going to be playing some very. Hey, hey. Okay, so basically, let me know if you can still hear me. If you can hear me, wave your hand. Hey, 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 hey. Some people are doing like this. Are you campaigning? Okay, so today we're starting really, really low. We just want to move our body. I don't know when last you worked out, so we're just going to warm up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go with 20 jumping jacks. If you know what jumping jacks are, let's go. If you don't, let me just show it to you, right? So this is what you call a jumping jack, right? Your hands go out and come down, right? We're gonna do 20 of that. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey, 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 let's go. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Did you do that? Hey, hey, did you do that? Uh-huh. In case you're breathing like that means it's been long that you worked out, right? But that's okay. By the end of
Recording in progress.
by the end of these 30 days, your body would have gotten used to moving, right? And your breath, would regularize. So now we're going to do high jumps. So basically, what you want to do wherever you are is you're doing high knee jumps. So your hands are somewhere here, and you're trying to hit your knees on it. So that means it's going to look like you're jumping. All right. So we're going to do another 20 of that now. Are you ready? 2, 3, 4.
Some people
One,
are
two,
sitting
three.
down. Some people are sitting down. What's going on here? Martha Chizoba, I see you sitting. Aderomo Stephen, I see you sitting. Come on, get up, get up, get up. Get up. You will not make money if you are not doing this exercise. There's money in your bank account if you are up. Come
There
up,
you are.
up,
So
up,
enough of
up,
the
up, up.
campaigning. Calm down.
Awesome.
Awesome. Let's do the high knees now. We're going 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yay! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's with me? Who's with me? Caroline, are you with me? Uh-uh. Martha, come on, you can do this. Jemire, you're just laughing. Mr. Abdul, well done. Oh, I see you, I see you. Okay, let's go. One more round. This time around, we're going for squats. All right? We're going for 10, just 10 squats. Now, ensure that your feet is facing front. Temi Angela, you don't tire. If I punch you, make sure your feet is facing front and your legs are a bit wide apart. Now, what we want to do is you want to squat and come back up, right? We're going to do just 10 of that. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 2, go, and 3, go. Thank you for having me. Good stuff.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Oh God, I'm breathing.
I couldn't see you, boss.
I
Were
was
you
doing
talking
it.
or
I was doing it. Unfortunately, I have to share the Zoom camera so that people will be able to see you from YouTube because we're currently live on YouTube as well. So, can see the way I'm breathing. I was also participating. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person that say, "Okay, go and do this," and I will not join you. Nah, we're doing it together. All right, guys, it's time to take a glass of water. Thank you, EJ, for that beautiful session. So let's start with the water. Okay. Now you all can see me, I'm sure. All right. All right. So my face is back. Okay, so how was that, guys? How was that? Unfortunately, I saw some people seated and looking. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. If you were not doing, oh God, if you were not doing what everybody is doing, I don't know. It's difficult. All right. So I have my bottled water here. I'm going to be having at least one. So I have a glass cup, so it allows me to drink very well. So this is a good time to drink some water if you have your water with you. All right. So we're going to go again tomorrow. We'll start the session with the exercise, or maybe in the middle of the class, in case some people are sleeping off already. We'll just bring that up. If you notice, you were dozing before now. After this short exercise we just had, you are now fully awake. There's a bit more blood flowing through your brain, and you are able to participate, or you are able to assimilate better and then stay a lot more awake. All right, awesome, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I decided to give the people on YouTube the privilege to join us today, so don't expect us tomorrow on YouTube. Go and join the group, be a part of it from within Zoom. All right, so you're all welcome to day one of the 30 days money challenge, and we're about to get into the main part of today. I'm about to get into the main part of today, which is about the training. Oh, okay. I've seen what I was looking for. I was wondering, I wrote something down earlier that I wanted to go through, and we'll be able to get straight into what we want to do. All right. So let's get right into this. Welcome again, everybody. This is the 30 days money challenge. You can call it 30 DMC. All right. And in the next 30 days, we're going to be spending a minimum of 2 hours together. What is technically my own morning time, but for those who are in sub-Saharan Africa, it's evening time for you. It's evening time for you, and we're going to be together for this session for the next 30 days. It's going to really be a very refreshing time. And we're going to be dealing with everything about money, building a business, making an income. All right. There is a very simple mantra that we are going to follow, is the fact that money is generated when value is created. So money is generated when value is created. Today's training is going to be very strange to a lot of people, I'm very sure. And to those who probably might not find it too strange, it will be a very important reminder about some things that you most likely have ignored, over time. And I will be bringing those things back to your remembrance. So my name is Sam Harvard, in case this is the first time you are meeting me. I've been able to experience some things in the business world the couple of years. Like I usually say, I've been doing transactions for over 31 years, and I've been active in business for over 18 years, and 13 of which I was struggling, and I didn't make my first million naira. And after the first 13 years, I was able to crack some code, and things has changed tremendously since that time. So far, I've been able to do pretty well, building multi-country businesses that thrives within a very short period. I was speaking with one of my very good friend who's also an account officer today, and sharing some of the cash flow that we did in Nigeria alone with some of our businesses last year. And it was really an humbling thing for me that starting from nothing, not just starting from nothing, but surrounded by nothing. And I'm going to break that down later when we get into class. Some of the reasons a lot of us struggle to make money is not just because we don't have the means to make money, is because we are surrounded by existential environments that tells us that we cannot make money. It's not just your action or what you're telling yourself in your head that is keeping you broke or poor. It is what your environment is also saying to you. So it becomes pretty difficult for you to try some things because your environment is saying you can't do it. So there are people who fall in that category, and I used to be like that. People who grew up in my environment don't become millionaires. Let me repeat that. People who grew up in the kind of environment I grew up in don't become millionaires. They don't become millionaires. And when I'm saying millionaires, you have to be a millionaire in dollar for you to really call yourself a millionaire. But if you're a millionaire in your local currency that is way less than the US dollars, you can call yourself an upcoming millionaire. All right. People don't become upcoming millionaires or millionaires in the area I grew up because everybody else is poor. All right. So poverty is a normal thing, and people have very simple goal in life. The goal is get a good job in the government and get a good salary so that when you retire, there is going to be pension service for you. So the goal was to go to school and do very well in school so you will be able to get a job. All right. So that was the thing. So if you have government job, you are a celebrated person in the environment I grew up in. So most times entrepreneurship was not the way. And even those who practice business are doing it the wrong way. They are eating into the business and feeding into the business without the business having any opportunity to grow. I grew up in an environment where there is what you would call a grocery store or a supermarket, mini supermarkets. You know, these shops that are carved into a building, in front of the building, just a room size shop. They sell all kinds of grocery in those supermarket. There's a woman who owns that shop, and the shop had been open since I was probably 2 years old, or maybe I recognized the existence of that shop when I was 4 years old, and I grew up to become 30. The shop is still there, still run by the same woman. It's still that size. As a matter of fact, it's more empty than it was when I was younger. So that people who do little business for 20 years, you know some of them in your area. That woman has been selling that akara at that junction for 20 years. That woman has been selling bread in that junction for 20 years. And it's still that tiny little shop that they have. It's still that tiny little counter, table, and chair that they have. Some even died and hand over the same business to their children. If you grew up in that kind of environment where people are in quotes in business, but the business never grew outside of that kiosk. And the reason is simply because everything they feed on in the family comes from that business. So they build businesses for survival. There is no global vision. There is no expansion vision. There is no scalability in the curriculum of their business. All they just want to do is survive. So the little that they have, they put it together just to make some sales, because what they will feed on that day comes from the sales of that day. Ladies and gentlemen, when they sell one Pampers, from that one Pampers, let's assume the Pampers is about 2,000 naira. Let me use naira because I grew up in Nigeria. All right. From that 2,000 naira, and I saw this live. I saw it firsthand. Apart from my own mother, who was selling food, cooked food at the period, and we were feeding on everything. All right. I walked into a young lady who had a mini supermarket. She was a member of our church, so we had got to we started talking about a Sunday or 2 Sundays prior to that time, and she was like, would you like to come see my shop? So I was so impressed, so I went to the shop, and whilst we were talking inside the shop, she made the sale. It was Pampers. I've used this example a lot of time, and after she made that sale, I was taking notes. Our younger sister came to the shop to inform her that she's about to go to school. And she took 1,000 naira out of the 2,000 she just sold and gave to the younger sister, all right, for transportation and everything that she would take to school. And in my mind, she thought she had made 2K. Hence, she was able to give her sister 1K. But in reality, what was the cost of that Pampers she just sold? Maybe she bought the Pampers at 1.8 with a profit of 200. Out of that profit of 200, she's going to pay rent for that shop. Out of the profit of 200, she's going to pay electricity bill for that shop. Out of the profit of 200, she's going to pay transportation that brought the good from either the main market, or if she imported it outside of the state, she's going to pay for that. Out of that 200 profit, she's going to pay tax and every other stuff that they charge shop owners in the area. By the time you subtract all of these major things out of the 200 naira profit, what is probably left is 50 naira. Or maybe 20 naira. But she gave 1,000 naira to her sister. So you wonder why she's going to be in that shop for 5 years and it's only going to be that shop she will have. Our stock will start going down. She will not be able to even fill the stock, and she will be owing some of her suppliers money. Why? Because she is taking care of her family's money responsibility from the money that the business could have used to grow. And it is not their fault. That is the mindset of people who choose to do business in the area I grew up. So people don't think big. So it's a crime to think big. It's an unsaid crime. You're going to jail of being an outcast if you try to do something that is extraordinary, that is different from what the collective believe is supposed to be the way. So a lot of you grew up in that kind of environment. So you're going to struggle to do anything big. I have friends who went to school with me. When I started doing businesses that was going outside of Nigeria, they were wondering what was wrong with me. They said that guy is too bold. He is proud. Did you hear what I just said? He is proud. He's too bold. Who does he think he is? This is not beef. This is just an offshoot or a natural reaction to the programming we all grew up with. So the moment somebody starts to do something that is extraordinary, that is different from what all of us, were programmed to be like, everybody else starts to attack you because now you are beginning to do something very different. So a lot of you grew up in this kind of environment, yet you are struggling. You're trying to get things done. Tunde, please don't distract me with your questions. Go and ask the question in the group. Thank you. You are struggling to get things done, but your mind and your environment has conditioned you in a certain way. So what we're going to be doing in the next 30 days is to attack each of these things, is to set precedence for the new kind of life you will begin to lead. Even if you're already in business, you're going to approach your business differently. If you have not started businesses, you're going to start businesses and you're going to do them differently. All right. So your quest to make money will be channeled in the right way. You would understand the DNA of making money and you'll be able to pattern your life within these 30 days following that process. So I'm not going to hold anything back from you throughout these 30 days. I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I've picked up in the last 30 years. All right. And what I've learned practically in the last 18 years of doing business majorly, and maybe in the last, I can't remember how many years now that I've been a millionaire, but almost a decade. I'm also going to be showing and sharing all of that with you. Now, this journey is going to take us in 7 major dimensions, and I'm going to list the dimensions for you. And I'm tempted to let you know how long each of the dimensions will take, but I will not share that with you yet. So let's get right into it. The first dimension we're going to be dealing with is the foundation of it all, which is the mindset. Now, why are we going to be doing this first is because it's the foundation of the reality of money. You want to make money, it starts from the mind. All right? You want to be broke, it starts from the mind. You want to be poor, it starts from the mind. The major difference, the only, as a matter of fact, significant difference between you, an upcoming millionaire, and an established billionaire is your mind. Let me repeat that. Please write that down. The difference between me and an established billionaire is our mind. The wealth of a billionaire, please write this down. The wealth of a billionaire is not tied to the material things he owns. A billionaire's net worth is not the assets he owns, the measurable assets. That is not his real net worth. Please put real there. His real net worth is not in the assets he owns, because they can take those assets away, but a true billionaire will build the same, even more wealth again and again. Because the real thing that generates the wealth is what is between his ears. Please get that. So the difference between you and an established billionaire is your mind. So to move from wherever you are right now, for me to also move from wherever I am right now into where I intend and desire to be next, the major thing I need to upgrade is my mind. So what kind of things needs to happen to my mind? What do I need to learn? What do I need to, how do I position my mind so that my reality can be what I want? These are the things we are going to begin to deal with under this first dimension. So please write that down. The second dimension is the foundation of wealth creation. Is called skill. So the skill economy is the second thing. After we have positioned our mind in the right direction, please get me, in these 30 days, your mind is not going to get to where it's supposed to get to. It can't happen in 30 days. Some of you are 50 years old. Some of you are 60s, in your 60s. Some of you are in your 40s. Some of you are in your 20s. All right. The youngest person here is probably 15 years old. All right. It has taken 15 years to feed your mind with junk. I am not going to change everything in 30 days. But in 30 days, I'm going to put you on the right trajectory, on the right track. If you practice what we are doing in these 30 days for the rest of your life and you make it your habit, you will automatically, please mark that word. Let me repeat that. You will automatically find yourself where you want to be financially. All right? Financial reality works like magic. When you mix the right portion, it happens by itself. You don't make it happen. You set the right environment for it to happen. Hey, you don't make it happen. You set the right environment for it to happen. So it happens by itself, but you will set the right environment that is going to make it happen. All right. So what we are doing is how to set the right environment for our financial desire to become our reality. And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you from my experience all these years. All right. And make this your reality. So the second dimension is going to be the skill economy. And this we're going to spend a lot of time in, because I will teach you the core skill every successful business people must have. Don't worry, on those of you on VIP on Zan, you're going to get access to the High Income Skill University when it comes. Those of you who are not there, you'll be able to buy that and go to skill school. But I'm going to teach skill in a very unique and different way this time. All the core skills you need to succeed in your business, you're going to be learning under the second dimension. And then the third dimension, now we're getting closer to the money. We're going to be dealing with products and product creation. Every brand is a consequence of its products. Write that down. Every brand is a consequence of its products. You cannot build a brand if you don't have a product. Because brand is generated or created after the experience people have with your product. So what you are putting out there as your product is what builds your brand. So a brand is simply perception, what comes to mind when they mention you, and how people experience you is what happens, all right, when they have interaction with what represents you, either you as a person or your product. There's a story of the richest man that ever lived. I'm not talking Mansa Musa. I'm talking Solomon of the Bible. His fame went to different countries without internet in those days. And there's a queen, very wealthy in gold, heard about it and decided to take a journey to Jerusalem where Solomon was living. And she had heard a lot of rumor about how great Solomon's brand was. But she wanted to experience it for herself. So the brand was great enough to inspire the lady, or the queen, as it were, to travel. And then somebody still said they can't hear. Some admin, please help the people who are on Zoom who can't hear me. So she traveled all the way to visit this guy. And after she encountered Solomon, she said, The people who told me about you did not do justice to you. I thought you were too good to be true. But now that I've seen you, I am left without word. There is no spirit in me again. There is nothing. Like, nothing in me. So when they experience you, when they experience your product, your brand is built. All right? That's number one. Number two, wealth is built as an exchange to product, or money is made as an exchange to a product. So we're going to be dealing in the product dimension on the third level. On the fourth one, we're going to be talking marketing. Marketing. So each of these dimensions is going to have projects that we will be doing so that we can prepare ourselves for the next session, and then the next dimension, and then the next dimension. So the fourth dimension is going to be marketing. Very incredible. I don't even want to say anything about that one. It's self-explanatory. Now, marketing, because I'm going to be teaching you some things I've never taught before about marketing. Marketing is so neutral. It's like electricity. It is what you do with it that matters. In the wrong hands, it can be a lethal weapon. In the right hand, it can be something that enable you to see me from your bedroom, different places that you are right now. That is how marketing is. Marketing can be used for good or for bad. It's neither good nor bad. So the principle of marketing, the concept of marketing itself, we're going to break it down. And I'm going to be teaching for the first time the concept of Ponzi marketing. Ponzi, you know Ponzi, yeah? A Ponzi scheme. So we're going to be teaching that. I'm not teaching you how to do Ponzi. I'm going to be teaching you how Ponzi does their marketing that make them sell more than anything else. So that you can now understand that you can sell evil and people will be thanking you for selling evil to them when you have the right marketing skills or strategy. So marketing, like I said, is a very lethal weapon. And you will promise me not to use what I will teach you for evil. You will only use it for good. Because I will break a lot of table when we get to that dimension. The next dimension, which is very important, is what deals with longevity. How do you make sure whatever you are building outlasts you? A transgenerational business, something. How do you build for posterity? How do you build for future generation? How do you build something that will last? I've learned lessons in this dimension in painful ways, painful experiences. I'm going to break all of these things down for you and share it with you when we get to that dimension. We are talking about structure. So the structure dimension, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is the fifth dimension we are going to be considering or going into. And this is going to take us some very beautiful ways that you do not want to miss. And then the next dimension is going to be leverage and system. This is where the big boys play. It's another time to drink water. This is where the big boys play. Please get your bottled water and drink with me all through the class. Don't wait till after the class. Don't get soaked in. We have not started tonight's class. So I'm just giving you preambles. Like I said, tonight is going to be brutal. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is where the big boys play. There is a difference between the poor, the middle class, and the rich. One of these differences in these three categories of people is our purpose for money, what we believe money is meant for. For the poor, money is meant to pay bills. For the middle class, money is meant to acquire material things. For the wealthy and the rich, money is meant to make more money. Hope you got that. Have you written it down? To the poor, money is meant to pay bills. So if your reason for being here is so you can pay your children's school fees, you can pay house rents, you can pay the people you are owing and clear your debts. So-called loan, all these loan apps are in your neck. They have posted your picture. Your picture is even popular than Peter Obi's picture. All right. They have called even your enemies and everybody. You are ashamed. And they told you there's this guy, Sam Harvard, that has pink lips and comes here to talk, and you decide to come and join. Hopefully, Sam Harvard is just going to say, go 500 kilometers north, turn right, turn left. You will see a bag of money somewhere. You can carry that money and go and pay your bills. You know you are poor. Poor. They think money's purpose is to pay bills. The middle class think money's purpose is to buy material things. So if you're here, and the reason you are here is so that you can buy a house, you can buy a nice car, you can give a beautiful vacation to that lady you love, or, you want to just buy nice designer shirts. You've seen Sam Harvard in private jets, you've seen Sam Harvard in first class, you want to fly first class and all of that. All right, you're thinking middle class. But this is the way the big boys think. Money's purpose is to make more money. Big boys only spend the third generation of money. We're going to get into this. Your mind will be blown. And like I said, I'm not going to hold anything back. I will teach you everything. Why won't I enjoy your money? Okay? Please remember, you always have a choice. You can be poor, you can be middle class, or you can be super wealthy. Please type for me which of the three do you choose. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Type 1, 2, or 3. 1, poor. I just want to pay my bills. 2, I want to buy all the things that I like. 3, I want to make more money, and all of that. Because, like I said, material things are consequences. They are not causes. Things must be done that will attract. Material things are to be attracted. Jesus said, and all these things will be added unto you. Says, seek ye first the kingdom. He's not talking about seek ye first heaven. It's not heaven, he said. It's not be born again. That's not it. I don't know. It's not religion that he's talking about. He's talking about a state of mind, a mindset. He's talking about a personality. You become a personality, then all these things will be added to that personality. Some things are natural. The things you are pursuing that you want to have today are natural for a certain level of personality, a certain level of mind. There's a state of mind you will be in that cars will no longer be your problem. It will come naturally to you. I'm not saying people will dash you cars. You can afford any car if you need it. You won't even, I don't understand. For a couple of years, I didn't even buy any car. The car I bought last year for my birthday was because I wanted to assist somebody. That was why I bought a car from him. I didn't think I needed one. But if I want to enter any kind of car, I can pay for it. I can pay to enter any kind of car. Okay? So there is who you become that billions is added to you. I mean, it comes naturally. You attract it naturally. So the goal is to seek first that nature, becoming somebody, becoming a persona. All right? That person that you have to become. is the most critical part of the process. Once you become that person, you attract. There are some of you here, if I mention that I have a need, like the last time I said I needed to go for a massage and people should sponsor my massage. If I tell you how much people send to me, if I can open my Twitter inbox, somebody invited me to do a Twitter space. They didn't invite me, I pumped in. And so they saw me, they started shouting my name, and then I joined. And then I taught them this principle of when somebody add value to you, always let it cost you something, even if they are not charging you. Ask them, please, how can I pay you something? Even if it's $1 that you have, make sure that $1 costs you something. Pay them for that knowledge you just acquire. It will open up a dimension of ease for you to get results with that knowledge, should you choose to apply it. Please don't sow that seed and not do something. Please, when you sow the seed, the atmosphere opens for you. You experience things easier. But if you don't do anything, nothing is going to change. That's the difference with those who sow seed in church and are still broke and those who sow seed and are thriving. It is not the seed that brings the harvest. It is what you do after you have planted the seed. But you need to plant the seed to make what you do now become very easy. All right, so I mentioned to them that, you should ask for the account number and give them. I didn't know I put myself in trouble. Come and see. Hundreds of people in my DM on Twitter asking for my account number. They want to. Till now, I've not sent account number to them. I've not said to them. Now, it means that I have become a kind of personality that people naturally will buy what I'm selling, one. Number two, they would even give me gifts. Naturally, just because of who I have become. All right? So strive to become. Then material things will be added. So it's very important. I feel like we have even done a lot of teaching tonight already. We should close, but we have not started class. This is just preamble. All right, so that's going to be on the where big boys play. Now, the last dimension is the most important dimension of all. For a certain level of wealth, this last dimension does not matter. But there's a level you want to get to. All right? And this is the level that I believe all of you want. This last dimension is very critical. It is the spiritual dimension. So we're going to be talking spirituality as the last part of this series. It's very important. Please let me clear you. I'm not going to be talking about morality. So don't think I'm going to come here and say, don't kiss, don't have sex if you are not married, don't drink palm wine, all of those things have their consequences and demerits, whatever. Leave that to your pastors and imam. But I'm going to teach you about spirituality from a different point of view. All right? As a point where you connect with your source and you operate based on that connection. It will help you a lot at that dimension, that level of wealth that you want to get to. Remember, I'm pushing to you 18 years of experience. All right? 18 years of experience is what I'm compressing in 30 days and I'm pushing to you. And that is what I want. That's why I want you to be able to write down, put everything together. If you have not gotten your dedicated notebook for this, please do that. If you're watching this as a replay, please pause right now and go and buy one. I told you go and steal one of your children's notebook. I can see your allergy files. Go and steal one of your children's notebook or younger ones, depending. It must be new. It's your dedicated stuff. All right? It's your dedicated stuff. So I want to give you tonight's assignment. You have to finish up this assignment before tomorrow's class. This is the first assignment I'm going to be giving. I think I'm going to be giving you a classwork during the course of the training. TK, this one that you're laughing, did you steal your children's notebook? I want you to write your biography. I want you to write your biography. Project yourself to the year you want to die. And let's assume you are dead or you're about to die. What do you want them to say about your life? Even if you think you have 10 more years to live, what do you want them to say about your life in the next 10 years? What would you have been able to do about your life in the next 10 years? I want you to write at least 5 pages of your notes. This is 1 page. That's front and back is 1 page. 2 page, front and back is 2 page. 3 page, 5 of those. All right, that's like 10 pages of your notes. Minimum. I want you to keep thinking. Anything you are writing, write it in past tense. She was, he was, he did, she did. Write all of these things that you want to be said about you. If you want to live 120 years and you have lived 20 years already, you have 100 years to go. So what would you want to be said about you that you have done in the next 100 years? Write a 5-page biography of yourself. Assuming it's your last day on this earth, what would you have achieved? What would be said about you? Let me quickly tell you one secret. I don't celebrate birthday as an event like party and stuff. The closest thing to a party for me was the surprise birthday you guys organized for me on my last birthday, which I so much appreciate. You guys made me cry. Thank you. God bless you. All right. But there's one thing I do on my birthdays for as long as I can remember. I project into the next 1 year and I write down as if I am, let's say I am 25, so I write as if I'm now 26. So in between my 25th and 26 years, this is what I've done. So I always try to write 10 things. So this year I did this and this and this and this. This year I did this and this and this. This year I did this and this and this. And that becomes the guide for my life all through that year. And on my next birthday, I will check which one have I been able to do, which one have I not been able to do, why was I not able to do the ones I couldn't do, can I carry it over to the next year, what lesson did I learn from the failures, the setbacks, and all of that, and then of course the successes, the things I was able to achieve and all. So I write those things down and pray on them, and I will teach you how I pray. Okay? Don't worry. The spiritual dimension will blow you away. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the dimensions that this is going to take us. And every day I'm going to give you a summary key point of everything we have taught. I'm going to give you an assignment, which I just gave you one already. I might still give you 2 more. We're going to have our daily affirmation. We're going to have the affirmation live tonight. And then from tomorrow, you're going to have the written one that you will be able to carry out twice every day. All right. So it's going to make a lot of sense. We're going to have exercises every day. We're going to have our water therapy. Please obey all these things that I'm sharing with you. There is a lot of things that is tied to your ability to obey these things and follow these routines. Very important. Please don't just come here and listen to me alone. Please participate. You know the worth of this program. Please participate. It's very important. Okay. And then more importantly, we're going to have an income activity every day. Income activity every day that we have to carry out going forward. All right. How many of you enjoyed the presentation I just made? Give me boom in the chats. Thank you. Give me boom. After you type boom, it's time to drink water. All right, so let's get into tonight's class. I wish I could pause the recording and then start again. I think I can actually do that. So let me just do this.
Recording stopped.
So I'm going to start the recording again. So that's going to lead us into day one class. Oh my God, tonight is going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. God have mercy. My notes are so scattered. I rely on you, Holy Spirit. Speak through me. All right, guys, are we ready? Oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. All right. I teach very slowly when I'm trying to teach like this. So please pardon me. I might not talk very fast. So because I'm teaching, I'm not preaching. So when I teach, maybe it's not my fault. Maybe it's my teachers or mentors when I was growing up. So they said when you are teaching, you have to be slow. So you break it down so that the 10-year-old in your class can understand what you are saying. So I'm apologizing in advance for those of you that are very smart, that you are too slow. You are already in the 10th point. Please pardon me. There are people who are still in point number 1. Allow me to be slow for their sake. All right. So that so that they will also be able to get all the value in the class. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. God bless you. So let's get right in.
Recording in progress.
All right, so welcome to day one. Today we're in the first dimension. We're going to be talking about mindsets. And the topic I will be considering with you today is called the genesis of money. The genesis of money. The word Genesis means the beginning, or the beginning analysis, the foundational analysis of a thing, a concept, an idea, a person, all right, a movement. The beginning analysis of it is called Genesis. Some years ago, I heard the word Genesis analysis. All right, so it means the beginning of things. So permit me, this is a class I'm going to be writing, and I want you to write as well. Okay. All right. So we're here. So we're going to be talking about okay, let me use white. Genesis of money. You are not able to see me yet. I just remembered. Okay, now you can see me. Genesis of money. That's the beginning of money. All right. So there is a concept that I want you to please understand, and I would like you to please type for me, or maybe you raise your hand, and I would like somebody to explain to me in about 10 seconds or 20 seconds what they understand by this word, or you just type. This is the word. Sorry, my handwriting is very terrible. That's why I had a third class. That's what I used to tell myself. What do you understand by this? Okwenla, you raise your hand, you dropped it again. Okay, I can see Okwenla's hand. Okwenla, please go ahead.
It's actually Okweola.
Okweola. I thought it's Okwenla because we used to have an Okwenla when I was in school back in the days. All right. Yes, I can hear you. Okweola, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, I will say the view of something, idea I have about a particular thing. Let's say probably let's say, what view do you have about marketing?
Okay.
That's my view, my perception, my understanding,
Okay.
my thinking.
Okay. So are you saying, Okweola, that perception is personal to an individual, or perception is a generic concept? Because you kept saying my. Everybody else votes. Do you think perception is personal, or do you think it's a generic concept?
It's personal, depending on the context, but actually it's personal.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. A lot of people also voted in your favor. They also believe that it's a personal concept. All right, thank you very much, Okweola. Okay. Everything in our life and existence is a function of this. All right? Everything in our existence is a function of that. Please follow me carefully. I might not say too many things, but I want you to please get the little I'm going to say. The moment you understand the meaning and the true meaning of this word, you have made it in life. Perception. It's a personal phenomenon. It is how a person defines his world, the things around him, the things that happens to him, the things that happens within him, how you define it. So perception is personal definition, because that's why the first 3 word there is also the same 3 word for the word personal. Did you get it? Perception and personal are in pa. They are in pari passu. All right? So how you perceive is personal. Your own world view. Now, I'm not saying 100 people cannot perceive one thing exactly similar way. I can't even say the same way because it's very impossible. But in a very similar way, yes. 1 billion people can perceive one thing in a very similar way. Yes. But if you zoom closer to those 1 billion people, you will discover a lot of variations in that similar perception that they have. All right, so please understand the word perception, because this is going to help us in everything we're about to define when it comes to the foundation or the genesis of money. All right, good. Please don't forget the word perception. Don't forget the word persona. Very important, those two. The word perception and the word persona. My greatest quotes, if they say what quote do I love the most, is perception is a cognitive realism. So it means even reality is at the mercy of your perception. Can you imagine? I just saw an alert that popped up on my app. What's it called, on my tablet right now, and it's in 7 figures? Yeah, it's in 7 figures. That's interesting. So I'm okay, ladies and gentlemen. I just made some millions talking to you guys right now. I don't know where it came from yet, but I got credit alert in 7 figures just right now. So praise the Lord for me. I love doing this. I just make money while you are sleeping. No, not while you are teaching. Maybe it's one of you that God has used to transfer to me. God bless you if you have. What a good distraction. All right, where was I, Jare? Let's teach this class. Perception is a cognitive realism. All right, so reality is at the mercy of perception. So, having established this very fact, I'm going to get into the most important word when it comes to money in the history of money. The most important word is the word value. Sorry, we are doing definition of concepts. The most important word is the word value. Those who understand this word are never broke people. They are never going to be poor. They are wealthy people. The more you understand this, the more money you make, the more money you attract, the more wealth you are able to build. So you need to be able to define what this simply means. And we are going to build this from this to now talk a little bit about the history of what we call money today. Okay? Remember, we're talking about the genesis of money. And what I want to do for you is to shape and reshape how you define money, first of all. Then we can now talk about how you attract it, how you're going to grow with it, and all of that. So please, I will define what value simply means in a very simple term. And that simple term, the first principle, that simple term is what I want you never to forget. All right? Never to forget value. Value simply means solving a problem. Please write it down. Solving a problem. Solving a problem. There are two concepts under this definition. One is solving. The second one is problem. As against what all of us grew up understanding, problems are good things. They are not bad things. Because the outcome of problem is value. So there cannot be value without problem. So is problem good or bad now? Fantastic. So if without problem we can't have value, then is problem a good thing or a bad thing? So mindset number one, I want problems. Type it or write it. I want problems. May you have problems in Jesus' name. Amen. You will have a lot of problems. You see, some of you are like, God forbid, not me. God forbid, I reject it. That is mindset. So you are saying what I'm saying? That is what we are talking about. We all have grown up believing that problems are bad. But there is no value, there is no money, there is no innovation, there is no growth, there is no development without problems. Problems are only bad when left unsolved. So what you should pray for is not to have problems that you can't solve. Did you get me now? Is it getting better? So always pray for problems. You will always have problem. Somebody said, I think it was one of my mentors, I'm trying to remember which of them. I said, life is an adventure of problems. You are either coming out of one, or you are inside one, or you're about to get into one. So I prophesy, you will always have problems. Problem is money. Problem is money. So anytime, and like I said to those of you who were in the preamble class, that a movie is not interesting without problem. The depth of the problem in a movie is what makes it really interesting, because what we are watching as an adventure is how they solve the problem. What interests us in that movie, what thrills us, what glues us to our cinema seat is the process of solving the problem. They kidnap the president. How do they get the president back? What did they do to get the president back? There were two lovers. One of them misbehaved, or somebody set up one of them, so they are no longer lovers. And later on, they became lover and kissed at the end of the movie. How did they solve the problem? So please don't run away from problem. Rather, run towards ability to provide solutions to problem. See, I am breaking this down like a grade 4 class, so that you all will understand. I'm not coming here to come and teach you some big concept. Maybe we'll get into big concept because we have an equation that we are actually going to deal with in these 30 days. Remember the equation? Did I have that equation somewhere here? Yeah. WIPSTOTC. Yeah. We're going to deal with that. Those are technical stuff. But guys, the more I understand that every money I want in this life is tied to some problems that needed to be solved, I will be praying for problem every day, and I will always pray to be able to solve them. Some of you are where you are today, which is a good and better place than where you used to be, because you solved some certain problems, or in a quest to solve a certain financial problem. Some of you started a business that is now making you money. Is there anybody like that? I agree with me. Because you were trying to solve a problem. Some of you, because they broke up with you and there is a love problem in your life, you were able to meet the new love of your life that you are now married to. Some of you, because you lost your job, which was a problem at the time it was happening, you are now able to build a business that is now doing far more than your salary used to do. And that is why it is written in the Holy Book that we know that all things work together for good. It is not just a scriptural quotation, it is life's reality. The problem with a lot of people, which is another use of the word problem, is that they leave their own all things unsolved. Tomorrow we're going to get into different mindsets, and one of the mindsets is not being able to ask questions about the solution to every problem. Let me give you an example. I want to teach you guys how to make $1 million in 1 year. That class will cost $1,000. How many of you are interested? Now, all of you definitely will be interested in such a training. But because you don't have $1,000 right now, some of you will start to feel bad. Some of you will say all kinds of negative things. But not having $1,000 to pay for that training, even though you desire $1 million income, not having $1,000 right now is a problem. And what do I say problems are? Good things. They are money. Oh God. Let's close. Did you get the value? Do you understand? So, I don't have $1,000 right now, but I want this thing. So the mindset, I don't want to go into tomorrow's class already, is how can I raise? What is the solution to this problem of not having this? That will now push you to somebody eventually that will be able to afford $1,000 later on. But do you know what majority of you will do? have not even eaten all this. If you are talking $1,000, that's how they will just collect our money. And people start to abuse and insult something they cannot explain, something they cannot afford. There are a lot of you that are guilty of one thing here. Not everybody, but a lot of you are guilty of this thing. You used to insult people who drive fancy cars, who carry police escorts, who live lavish life. I have been there. Do you know the day I stopped talking against people who use escort and whatever was the first time I entered escorts? I was telling my boy Ezekiel that Ezekiel, God needs to forgive me. He said, "What is this, sir?" I said, "I've insulted people that used to do all this wow on the road." I said, "See me now, I'm the one that is enjoying." Between airport, international airport and Lekki, we did it in few minutes with the heavy traffic in Lagos. Because cars were just leaving the way for us. Police Elox was in front, some extra jeep was in front, then my own whatever, all of them have siren. Woo. They were just clearing road. So if I was in an Uber that we are trying to negotiate road, or probably I was in a Danfo commercial bus, and some escorts now came and clear us, I will start insulting them. Those are the problems of Nigeria. Those rich people, they are terrible people. God will punish you people one day. And guess what? After insulting them and every time when it's time for election, you still come out and vote for them. Or you still refuse to come out to vote for credible people so that you all indirectly vote for them. My point is, I stop insulting things after I experience those things. So there's a level you get to in your life that you can't afford $1,000 right now to go through a training that will make you $1 million income. You want the $1 million. But because you can't get the $1 million, anyone who can afford that money, you start to insult them. So you call them, they have brainwashed you. You people are paying for this thing. There's nothing in it. There's no value in it. I can get those things they are teaching on YouTube. All of you that have insulted what you don't have before, please, you only permitted to insult what you have in abundance. I can insult Yahoo Boy because I'm making more than majority of them. So I can insult them. Maybe that's not a good example. Even if you are not making any money, insult those ones because they are fraudsters. but don't insult what you do not have. So I'm saying, at the foundation of many times when you create resentment for people, for process, all right, is because you lack those things. So the initial reaction of majority of you listening to me, if you can't afford $1,000 to pay for a training, there's no such training yet. So please don't expect me to. But I'm saying, if I created that kind of offer right now, some of you will not be able to. The people on Ziba Affiliate Network that come to family meetings, some of them have come forward and said the only thing we do in family meetings is just keep selling to us, just keep selling to us. I'm opening some of your nyash right now. Some of you, you know yourself. As I'm saying, the conscience is jamming your chest. Beckham, hey, I don't say that thing before. Why? The only set of people that say those things are people who wish they could afford the offer, but they could not afford it. Or let me say it this way. They desire the promise of the offer, but because they couldn't afford it at that time, all they will say is, there's no value in that thing. Everything, they just said this one, said that. We're even confused. You notice that those complaints comes from people who can't afford to. But if you have, let's say we're making an offer for $50 and you have $50,000 balance in your account, you will never complain about it. Even if you won't pay for the offer, the only reason you won't pay for it is because you don't see the value promised in the offer. You don't need the promised value. But if you need the promised value and it is $50 and you have $50,000, you will not join them to say, nga. Even if they make that offer 10 times that day, different kinds of offer 10 times that day, provided you can afford it and you desire the promise of those offers, you will pay for it. Do you understand now? This is tomorrow's class. Let's come back to today's class. So we're talking about problem, the true meaning of problem. We're talking about value, which is solving a problem leads to value. So problems are good things. So that's the first mindset we are taking right now. All right, problems solved becomes value. Now, this thing you are seeing in your front, please screenshot it. Screenshot it if you can, or write it down, draw it in your book. I'm about to clean it. And about to link into the foundation. This thing you are seeing, all right. This thing you are seeing is the foundation of money. So let me break it down to you. So let me write this down. Please watch this. Money is unnatural. Money is an invention of man. People create money as a technology. So have you written it down? Money is not natural. God did not create money. Money was not always in existence. And people live very well. Money is an invention. Men invented money. Here, this is money challenge. All of us want to make money. Money is unnatural. Money is an invention of man. People create money as a technology. There's a key word here, the word technology. There's a key word there, the word technology. I believe you have written these three concepts down. The word technology. One of the earliest technology is fire. I hope you know. Because of fire, many things were possible. Fire had health benefits. People stopped dying. They could warm themselves. And then they could scare off predatory animals because they were afraid of fire. Fire also led to power because life at its primitive stage was survival of the fittest. It is still survival of the fittest, but people were necessarily, okay, they are still doing it, but that's not like the modus operandi everywhere. You don't necessarily have to kill the next man to become bigger, but that used to be the model. All right. So those who have fire now have better power over any other person, so they can establish their territories. They could now build weapons, which means they were able to now melt stone to get iron out of it. And so fire, the basic technology, gave birth to virtually everything we see today. Now I'm trying to explain the concept of technology to you. Technology is anything that makes life easier. So if technology make life easier, and I said money is a technology, how did these two meet? You have to go back to how value started. The history of money, it starts with value. And what is value? Problem solved. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Ali and James. These are two individuals. All right? Ali is a farmer. He farms crops and animals. All right? James is a jester, just like his name. He makes comedies and jokes. James is hungry, but James cannot eat jokes. Ali, as a farmer, has a lot of food, but Ali spends roughly 18 hours working. By the way, do you know that entertainment, the history of entertainment, starts because of technology? How do I mean? The more people invent tools that makes their work faster, the lesser the time they have to spend working. So Ali, obviously, after plow and whatever got invented, now don't work 18 hours anymore. He now starts to work 6 hours. So he has extra 18 hours that is not working. So he became bored. All right? So the moment Ali became bored, James developed a character, developed a talent, ability to make jokes. So James started to talk to Ali about his jokes. Ali started to laugh. So Ali was laughing and enjoying it. So it became a routine for 10 different Ali to sit together and listen to James make jokes for them after their 6 hours of work. Or after their 18 hours, whatever number of work, the remaining time, they sit to listen to James crack joke. But guess what? Something incredible began to happen. All these Ali, when they are coming, they will bring yam and goats and give to Ali to give them more jokes. Remember, Ali had a problem. What was his problem? He was hungry. Remember, James had a problem. What was James' problem? He was hungry. What was Ali's problem? Boredom. Are you getting this now? So this is what gave birth to what you call barter trade. They didn't even have it in mind. People just noticed that naturally they have ability to solve other people's problem, and those other people count it as value. So for me to solve your problem, you must also be able to solve my problem. Now, because everybody have different types of problems, you pick which of my problems can you solve, then I pick which of your problems I can solve. So people now started to exchange materials or exchange value. All right. So the rich person is the one that has more value to offer. Now, not necessarily is direct value, but people now start to own other people and use other people to offer value. And that's what gave birth to the principle or the age of slavery. So the rich men of those days are people who have more slave and more land. This is why real estate is very important anyway. The more land you have and the more slave you have, you are very wealthy. You become powerful and very rich. Because the more slave you have, the more work you can do on land. Land is in abundance. But the more people you can capture their own value, and they now put in their value into the land, to cultivate the land, to mine, to do all kinds of things, the more money you make, in quotes. Money still means value. So the more value you are able to generate. So you have more value in your corner, and that becomes the reality of you as a wealthy man. Please, are you getting me? I know I'm slow, but I just want you all to get the basics. We're doing definitions today. Do you understand it? All right, fantastic. So, now, people started to increase. Then it got to a point whereby people have value, but they have problems also. They are now looking for who to give their value to so that that person can solve their own problems. Unfortunately, people have value that are useless. What do I mean by useless? It means you have a value, but nobody wants it. But you have a problem that maybe there are people around you that have solution to your problem, but you don't have any value to give to them. That is where the first problem started, and this word was created. So, what is the definition of poor, my smart students? Inability to solve problems for people. So this can come at level of nobody to solve their problem. You don't have people to solve problem for, or there are people but you don't have any value to give to them. So if you are poor here, it's because you lack value to give, or the value you have, there's nobody that wants it. Please, do you get it? So anytime you lack money, please realize it's one of two things. It's either you don't have any value to give, or there is nobody that wants the value you claim you have. People have products that are supposed to be valuable, but they are broke. It's because there is no one to give this product to sell this product to. Nobody wants the product, or people want the product, but people don't even know that they have the product. Life gets more complex as we go on, actually. But let me break this down to you quickly. We are talking about the foundation and the genesis of money. Remember, this is a 30 days money challenge. So we have to break it down to talk about the foundation of it. Are you getting value? Fantastic. All right. So money starts with value, like I explained in the case of James and Ali. All right. Then it moves to materials. No. I'm supposed to use a different color for this. It moves to materials. So this is when people now start to package barter, trade by barter. All of you learned that in business studies in your grade 5. So let me not get into that. You all understand barter, yeah? Trade by barter. So you carry yam, you collect goats, you something like that. So he moved into that. Then eventually it becomes difficult to barter conveniently. So they need to now create what we call, is a new concept called, no, not you. There's a new concept called store of value. Did you get it? So there was a discovery that was made about a very good looking substance, but was very rare. It's number one, a substance. Please, these are very critical words. Number two, rare. So if you are going to create money, number one, it must be substantial. Number two, it must be rare. Substance talks about value. All right. Re talks about perception. And these two is what the government, who are now the one in control of money, and I'm going to get into that. I hope I don't get into trouble because I'm going to really shake a lot of table on this course. All right. Because substance and re now becomes what we call passive value. All right. Which is now money. So from material exchange, they found a material that can become a store of value. So instead of me carrying yam everywhere looking for who will give me maize, I could take my yam to somebody who have what's it called? This new store of value, and give it to him. Then I will get this store of value. And what is that store of value that they got? That material thing. The next one, gold. 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 Gold was discovered thousands of years ago as a store of value. As I'm talking to you right now, it is still a store of value. I have a Rolex. I'm trying to look for my Rolex. I would have showed you. I used to have a gold necklace. The last time I was in Europe, I went for a massage. The massage was so good. Boy, I forgot my chain. I forgot my chain when I was dressing up. It's crazy. I hope one day I'll be able to go back to that hotel and get it back if ever they will give me. So gold became the next big thing. And eventually from gold, because gold was too rare, so it was just like what Bitcoin is supposed to become, all right? We moved to the next one, which are now substandard gold. We call them metals. All right, so here you have silver, copper, different kinds of coin. Now, so they started minting coins. They put a little bit of gold, a lot of copper, and then they start minting it. Then it became more store of value, so it's more available. Then the value dropped. It is less rare. It is still substantial, or it's still a substance, all right, but it's less rare. And because it's less rare, the value drop. If you reduce any of these two, passive value will drop. That is why silver is worth less than gold. All right. Silver is worth less than gold. Copper is worth less than gold. Why? Because you find those one in more abundance than gold. Gold is more rare than that. Okay. So after this metal, the world now began to embrace different kinds of government style. And one of the most prominent, which is very popular one, is the one that demonstrates Chris, according to Fela Nicola Kokuti. Democracy. All right. So governments now, got in and took over the control of money. Before now, individuals control money, powerful individuals. They still do, actually. But they needed a puppet. And the puppet is government. How many of you know that government is a puppet for the real rich people? Oh, let me not call it rich, wealthy people. Do you know? They are the one in control of governments because they own the system. The president's come 4 years is out. Maximum 8 years is out. Someone else come. Some of you are feeling bad in Nigeria because the person that they declare winner, there are too many controversy. Bata 8 years, he will be out of here. Your life will still remain. You see why you shouldn't cry over things like that? Because the real people, in the course of these 30 days, I will tell you who really owns the government, who owns the economy. I will show you. It will shock you. Remember, we are shaking a lot of tables. All right, so the government came and then they created what they call fiat. Before the fiat, the Bretton Woods Agreement, normally gold was backed up. I'm sorry, every cash, US dollar, for example, was backed up with gold. So it means they put all different countries, put their gold together, and then they collect US dollar paper. So, and then the US gave them a promise that anytime you need your gold, just bring dollar to us, we will give you gold. So all of them keep depositing their gold with the government, and then they were getting dollar. So for every dollar you own, there is a gold somewhere. All right. So, oh God, this is gonna get me into some very, very deep problem. But please don't tell on me. So in case they arrest me tomorrow, you know it's because of you. Now me say I no one hold anything back. So, oh my goodness. All right. So they created, paper money. And with every paper money that you get, all right, there is an equivalent of gold. Eventually, they ran into problem because they were printing more money that there was no gold to back up. Remember, gold is rare, R-A-R-E, is rare, so it's finite. It's difficult to find. That's why its value is high. So they had less gold and more cash out there. And then they now created the biggest monster in history, which is what is the biggest problem of the financial system right here. These guys, crazy guys. So there's what they call fractional reserved banking. This right here is the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. But because they are the one in charge, nobody's going to jail. And what does this simply means? It means people can bring their cash to the bank. And initially, the bank is mandated to only keep 15% of your deposits, of the money you take to the bank. The remaining 85%, they must send it out as loans. So when they send it out as loan to people who want to do business or whatever, they now pay back to the bank what they call interest. All right. Now, these interests and the loan come back as cash to the bank again. So this cycle kept continuing. As a matter of fact, in the US right now, it is not even 15%. Get how much? It is now 0%. So the value of this, you put cash in the bank takes everything and give it out as loan and earn interest on it, plus the stuff. Now, if it was real, like you put gold to the bank gives your entire gold as loan to somebody do business with the loan and bring more gold back to the bank, it will make sense. But guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen? You take real money to the bank. Their name wants to go. You take real money to the bank. The bank punching numbers for you and give you credit alerts. Then the bank punching loan based on your own numbers and punch it into somebody else's account as loan. And this loan is also digital number, bank alerts. So this person now collects the loan. Let's say you put 1 million. They give 1 million to another person. Now, the bank, because of you, have just created another 1 million that doesn't exist. Did you get it? They've created another 1 million that doesn't exist. Now, after a while, you are expected to pay 1 million plus, let's say, 20%. So you are going to be paying 1.2 million of real cash back to the bank. So the bank has made how much? 1.2 million out of thin air. Do you get it? Remember, they just gave you alerts. They did not create any value. There's no real money created. So just give you alerts. So it moved from fiat to digital numbers. Sorry, I was still drawing that stuff and I've cleaned it up. So we moved from fiat to digital numbers. There's no real money anywhere. It's just numbers that they are punching. And from those numbers, we are now moving gradually into another kind of money that is called crypto currency, or like they will call it, digital money on blockchain. And this era of digital money on blockchain is also starting with its own gold, which is called the Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the two elements of passive value. The first one is substance. The substance is called proof of work, which is the Bitcoin mining. All those powerful computers that are mining Bitcoin, those are the real proof of work. So that's the substance. And then you add the second thing, which is what? It's rare. So it's limited. 22 million supplies ever, maximum, half of which will never even get out. So Bitcoin became another passive value, another store of value, store of value, which is also perceived value. I know some of you are bored at this point, but please, how do you want to make money if you do not understand the foundation of the money you want to make? Can I go on or should we close? I'm seeing some people's faces like, oh my God, this is too much. I don't understand the thing. If you're like that, type 555. Please, you watch the replay, you will understand. I'm going somewhere with this. I've not gone halfway. I'm about to shatter some table. Just get ready. I'm about to open up some kind of kuli in this place. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the 30 days money challenge. This is not your usual class. All right. Go on, but 555. Oh God. And I'm teaching slow. I'm still having 555 in class. All right. So let's take it to another level, ladies and gentlemen. The key points in this story that I've just shared with you is that money has moved from substance, it has moved to perception. Money has moved from substance, it has moved to perception. Write it down. Money has moved from substance, it has moved to perception. Okay. So, what then is real money today? Real money is called perceived value. Real money used to be real value. Now it has moved to perceived value. In this 30 days challenge and subsequently in your business and in your life and everything else you will begin to do, our goal is not money. Because what we call money today is fake, is not real. It's a promissory note. It's not real. There's no value in it. And that's why they can print. How many of you know that most countries' paper money is not even worth the amount printed on it? The amount printed on the paper money is not worth the amount spent to print it. How many of you know, especially in Africa? Your 1,000 naira, one note, what was spent to print it, sometimes is more than 1,000 naira worth. So don't waste your life pursuing that money. So I will show you what to pursue. I will show you what is important. So, what is real value and what is perceived value? Real value, another economic term I'm about to introduce, is called need. Let me write it. Real value is need. Perceived value is wants, fantasies, non-tangible. Remember, money has moved away from value. It has moved to perceived value. So which means value is now a definition of what individual think is valuable. And that is why somebody will value a 50th bag. They have 49 bags already, but they will value the 50th bag that is worth more than the house rent of their parents, who is struggling to pay house rent in the city or the village where they live, but they will have money to buy that bag. The 50th one, guess what? They've had others. A friend of mine was telling me that before her life changed, she had bags that she sold one of her bag and built an hospital in her village. Hello, guys, did you hear me? She sold one bag and used it to build an hospital in her village. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? How expensive will a bag be that can build an health center? So people have shifted from the need of people. You see the problem? People need healthcare. They need food. Doesn't matter. So they pick that money and pursue. I need to buy a bag. I need to buy this. I need to buy that. So that is where the mindset of people are. And guess what? Let's even talk about what all of us here pay attention to. Every year, there are two demonic companies. One of them is called the second one is called, I did not see any name. I just type or just wrote something. They expect you to upgrade and change your devices every year. I refuse to obey that stuff this year. I didn't change my phone. I'm still using last year phone. Both of them. Because guys, I've not even used 30% of the power or the capability of last year's phone. Now we'll buy this year's own. You see adults, people who have children, they will go and queue to do pre-order when they have not even used 10% of the value of the current one they are carrying. People have asked me for house rent. One of the first questions I asked them was, what kind of phone are you using? They will tell me iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'll say, you don't need house rent. That is your rent, your house in your hand. You're carrying your house, it's in your hand. Some of you, your future company, the things you are supposed to is in your phone, it's in your hand. It is no longer real value. It is now perceived value. Until you are holding the latest phone, you don't feel like you belong. You don't need it. You want it. So people don't buy what they need anymore. They buy what they want. Problems are also upgraded from real need to real wants. All right. So it has changed from real needs to real wants. So it's about what people want. Clever organizations and businesses, we're going to get into this when we're talking about products, has found a way to mix the two together. Yes, you are trying to help people get what they really need while you are serving it in the packaging of what they want. Did you get me? Perception is a cognitive realism. So your money is tied to you understanding where money has shifted. These two companies in front of you are the two most powerful organizations in the world. They are the two most powerful organizations in the world. Without these two companies, even Google is useless. How many of you know? Facebook is useless. Which device you go take? They go take sell now. And it might interest you that most of the competition of Samsung is also owned by Samsung. I'm not the one that tell you this. You can write it down, Sha. That's for your own information. 40% of the output of one of these two is owned by the other one. I will not say which is which. Half of the computers in the world are also made by Apple. They're also made by Apple. And if you check Microsoft's shares, you would also see Apple owning part of the shares. Elon Musk and Bill Gates used to fight a lot, but both of them own OpenAI that created ChatGPT. There's a game that is bigger on the inside that a lot of people don't see on the surface. It's because the world we live in has shifted, but many people do not know. So a lot of people are trapped in the rat race of, I need to make money, 1 million per month, 1 million per month. Oga, 1 million per month is useless. That is not what you should focus on. You have to become a valuable person. What do I mean? Someone who has capacity to solve problem. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Somebody who has capacity to solve perceived problems. Perceived problems. When you do that, when you become somebody who have that capacity, you would attract the 1 million a month, the 10 million a month. You will attract it automatically. So the question here is, in these 30 days, what value do you have? And that's going to lead me to your second assignment today. Number 1, please write this down. Write out 10 value that you can offer. Remember, you are poor when you don't have value to add, or when you have value to add and nobody wants it. So what kind of value? Write out 10. Now let's make it more interesting. Number 2, write out 10 things that you consider as value to you. Write out 10 things that you consider as value to you. This should be easy. Ingos, if you don't have up to 10, that's a revelation to you. Like, how on earth can I not have up to 10 and I'm complaining of being broke? Which now means you ask the question, how can I add more to myself? All right? So it's okay if you stop at 5 because there's no number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's fine if you stop at 1 because there's no 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's okay if you stop at 0 because you are just valueless. It's not an insult, though. It's just a state of mind. You lack value. You don't have any value. Okay, sorry. Now it's sounding like an insult. But you get the point I'm making. If it's more than 10, write more than 10. But me, I just need you to do 10. All right? Value, value, value. What do you consider as value as well? Write 10 of those. Then after writing these 2, number 3, what is your spirit telling you from what you have written? Come up with inferences like, this is what I just discovered about myself. Vis-a-vis your bank balance, your assets, whatever, and all of these things. What is what you have written telling you? What is what you have written telling you? Somebody said, am I checking YouTube chat? Sorry, I'm not checking YouTube chat. Everybody on YouTube, find your way to get on Zoom. I might not be live on YouTube from day 2. That's if there's still space for you anyway. All right, guys. So do these 4 assignments during the day. I'm not done. No. I'm going to be wrapping up this definition of money, the genesis of money, by defining 4 critical words that shapes our existence. We all use these words loosely every time, and I want to use this to create a very brand new mindset for you. Let me try this color. Number 1, the word poor. Number 2, the word broke. Like I said, I need people who would be giving a summary of the things that I'm teaching. So if you want to volunteer as one of those people, so please I'll be doing that. So there are people who are asking what is assignment number 2, assignment number 4 now. So you could easily just have compressed those assignments and post and all that. So the word broke, the word rich, and the word wealthy. Okay? Definition of this. Definition of this. You are poor when you lack value. You are not poor when you lack money. Hello? Lack of cash in your account, like I told you, cash or bank balance, those things are useless. They are just store of, not store now, they are promissory notes. They are useless in their own. The numbers I'm seeing in my account balances are just numbers. It shouldn't rule my life. All right? The paper I have are just papers. Tomorrow they can say, oh, all of you in Nigeria, you know what I mean. All of a sudden, one let me drink water. Oh God. It's time to drink some water. You know what I mean. Just stood up and say your naira is useless now. And nobody was collecting your naira anymore. People were putting so people were putting fake pregnancy in their stomach to be able to go to bank so they will give them. I was in Nigeria at the point. I collected 10,000 naira from the POS operators, and they charged me 2,000 naira. So I paid 12K for. I was elated. It was interesting for me. So like drama, like I was watching a movie. Like seriously, right now. So you know that the paper money is useless. They went to go and put arrow or use Snapchat filter on your money, and then they said they have. Oh God, that's just to show you how useless what a lot of us are pursuing is. So what made you poor is not the lack of money. It's the lack of value. And also most of the time, lack of money too. Like both of them. Because if you lack money, but you have value, you are not poor, you are only broke. Did you get it? If you lack cash, but you have value, you are not poor, you are just broke. So what is the definition of I'm broke? Oh, no, I know poor guy. I know be poor man because it's just I don't have cash right now. I've not converted my value to cash. But once I convert my value to cash, I will have cash. So you will know I'm not poor. Excuse me. So for those of you who don't have cash right now, you are just broke people. But how long do you want to remain broke? It's defined by how long you want to hoard the value you have without sharing it. And that's why I told you to write 10 value that you know you have. Alimot has been learning from me for a couple of months, I'm sure. I don't want to say maybe it's up to a year. And you have been complaining of not having money, environment, where you are, and all of that. What are the value you have already? At least the things you have learned from me that you now know. What stops you from teaching it to others at your free time? As a matter of fact, just teach it once and then sell it as video to people over and over at your free time in the night, all over the world. What stops you? So, Alima, you are broke, you are not poor. You don't have money because you have value and you have not sold it. One of my friends, some of you know her, Temi Ajibewa, said to me that year, Sam, you know too much to be broke. And this was me that has built a business that had done millions of dollars before. We lost that business. I went broke. But one thing did not leave me, and that's why I said the real value of money in anybody's life is their mind, what's in between their ears. That's the foundation. That's the difference between poor or rich people, their mind. I learned some things from those businesses that crashed, but I've not packaged it into value to give. But the moment I started to package it into value to give, ladies and gentlemen, I started to have cash again. So I'm no longer broke. And that led me to the number 3, which is rich. Rich simply means cash flow. Rich means cash flow. You're rich when you have cash flow. And your level of richness is directly proportional to the volume of cash flow you have. In the last 24 hours, if you have made any income, any money, type money. If in the last 24 hours you have not made any money, please type broke. Share your seat. Somebody say after me. Don't type this, just say it after me. I am not poor. I am only broke. But it's only a matter of time. I am going to be very rich. So please, you lack houses, you lack cars, you lack money, you lack whatever, you are not poor. You might be broke. And brokenness have a class. All right? If the money, the total cash I can generate to buy something, let's say a private jet, for example. A private jet of, say, $50 million. That should get me a Gulfstream, actually. And all I have is $2 million. Am I broke or rich? I have $2 million cash money, like in cash. I'm not talking valuation now. So I have $2 million in cash. Am I broke or rich? Now, see why I say it's always about perception. Some of you are saying rich because you are thinking I'm rich in a context. But I'm broke because value to me is that Gulfstream. I need $48 million more to no longer be broke, to become valuable based on my own wants. Did you get it? So there are brokers. There are also Brooklyn kind of brokes. Some of you are in Brooklyn. Some of you are broker. Some of you are brokest. Some of you are broke. Some of you are brokey. Some of you are brokeke. Some of you are brocade. All kinds of shades of broke. All right? So being broke is not a sin. It's not an offense. It's a timeout that you don't have enough cash flow for what you need. That's all. And that's why there's no way we will preach the school of wealth or money that will not preach contentment and delayed gratification. Ladies and gentlemen, am I talking to you? There is no way we won't preach that. Okay? So please understand what I'm sharing. Remember, we are talking mindset. Okay. So the final one, which is wealthy. There are people who have ideas plus relationships. Ideas create value. Relationships buy and pays for the value. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of part 1. What I just said now, we can close this entire 30 days challenge. What I just said now, You want to be wealthy? You need ideas and relationship. You need ideas and relationship. A relationship can be broken down into audience, your lists, email lists, your social media followership and what have you, and then of course what they call your network. Your network are people that perceive you as valuable. Nothing more. If you have my number and I don't see you as valuable to me, I am not in your network. Because if it is only me that is left to save your life by giving you money, I might tell you I don't have, and you will die. It's as simple as that. So having my number doesn't mean I'm in your network. Are you valuable to me? There are people here I can't joke with because they are valuable to me. There are people you can't joke with in your life as well. They are valuable to you. When wealthy people exchange contact and they call it network, is because they know that this guy that I just got his contacts is valuable to me. I've been flying first class. I hardly make friends on the flights. And when I tell my friends, they be like, oh no, they want to punch me in the head. All right? Because why on earth would you sit in first class? Anybody that sit there, even if it's a baby, you should collect the number of the baby. Because for him to be able to afford first class must have some form of value. Not so? So, the last time I collected somebody's contact. My problem is about collecting contact. I don't know how to follow up. I try to follow up a little bit. But the reason I was trying to follow up was different because the person was... let me not get into personal stories. Let's just leave it at that. But guys, your network are people who see you as valuable. All right? People who see you as valuable. All right? So the more value you add to yourself, and what is value, please? Ability to solve people's perceived problems. Do you remember? Ability to solve people's perceived problems. So the number of problems, if you are a cook, you can solve hunger problem. But if you can now cook and put like 1 spoon of rice on a white plate, put small leaf beside it, put some tomato ketchup beside it, and use something to draw something around it and serve it in a very nice place, that's one plate that cannot belleful anybody. You can sell it for $1,000. Share your scene. You are not solving hunger problem. You are solving passive. So a lot of people will pay real dollar to come and sit and let me share an experience with you. Some years ago, there was this lady that was distracting me. So I reached out to her and she was like, you know what? Let's go on a date. So I said, fantastic, no problem. Date it is. So I said, I have this nice Nigerian restaurant. So let's go eat. They said, nah, I cannot be outside Nigeria and be eating Nigeria. Said, I have a place in mind that we should go. I know there was problem already. So when she mentioned where she wanted to go, ladies and gentlemen, one person's food in that place, when I calculated it, I'm a Nigerian man, was 200,000 naira. One person. And we are two. So I will be spending 400,000 naira. I remember people who have not eaten in Lagos. I remember people who are homeless. I remember people who have reached out to me for 10K, 50K that I say I don't have money to. And I say, me. Eh? Will carry 400,000 to go and eat. I said, no, I can't do it. So I told her, I'm sorry, it's either we go to my local place, which is not local too. Food there is still like 50K, but now for two of us. But I said, no, it has to be this one. So I said, okay. Good riddance to bad rubbish. I did not say it to her, but I said it in my mind. This one, I beg, I'm not interested again. She now said, I actually thought you had class. Like, hey, just get used copywriting, finish me. Ladies and gentlemen, we went to the place. It was called Dinner in the Sky. So we went to that particular one. Hi, I'm so ashamed of myself, but it happened. I went and I paid. Do you know what they served me for 200K? Should I tell you? Chicken lap. One chicken lap. Guys. One chicken lap. Drumstick. I'm laughing at myself. I'm teary. One chicken lap. But it come with a lot of decoration. I was seeing purple potato. They cut small like this. Some leaf, I don't know. Some kind of liquid things or pastes kind of things. They decorated the whole plate and all that. But in the middle of it was one chicken lap. They don't even get rice. So they give me rice, something to, summer the thing inside. One chicken lap. The lady, they serve her fish. One small fish like irueja. When they caught sabalo, irueja not give him. Sorry, I'm speaking Yoruba already. The thing is paining me, that's why. They fillet the fish, they cut the tail of fish, remove the bone, and then they gave it to her. And I looked at her, I said, if not that I've born again, what I would have done to this daughter of, well, let me not say things that will implicate me. You know when the guy spend money, you want to revenge in another way. Okay. When we're done, they brought ice cream. And they pour some kind of liquid that made plenty smoke. They said we should be recording it. We recorded it. And 400K has finished. I was not all right for about 2 weeks. I was not all right for about 2 weeks. This is the first time this thing is coming out of my mouth. I've never shared it anywhere. So the experience was nice, yeah. You carry us on a crane, we're floating in the air. My leg was hanging like this. There was nothing to put leg was hanging. They put seat belts, make person no go for. That was the experience, yes. Oh my God. All right, so perceived value. That's what brought us here. So the perception says that people pay a lot for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been able to define, yeah, I think that's the word, define for you poor, broke, rich, and wealthy. You are poor when you lack value. And maybe money also. But you are broke when you lack money, cash, but you have value. Now, there are levels of brokenness also. So, don't be afraid to say you're broke, but in your mind, don't tell yourself, I am poor when you are saying I'm broke. Guys, I'm broke. But what your mind is telling you is you are poor. But when you say you are broke, it's a challenge. It's a challenge, and we're going to see tomorrow when I'm talking to you about different mindsets. It's a challenge that says, what value do I have? And who can I add it to? that will pay me for this value, which means what ability do I have to solve what problem for who and for how much and how fast can I do it, so I can generate the cash flow that will pay for the things that I don't have cash to sort right now, which is rich. So when we come to wealthy, it is no longer about cash. It is now about perception. That's where valuation comes. I used to ask a question. One of the biggest and most popular pastor in Nigeria will be Pastor Adeboye. And I said, Adeboye is not a wealthy man because he had cash stacked up in his bank account. Maybe he does, maybe not. But he is wealthy because of the relationships and ideas that exist in his life. So that's why someone like Adeboye can say, my next year birthday, I have opened an account number in this bank. I want you to give me gift. I've been blessing you all this year. Please, who can guess how much this man is going to make in a day? My younger brother, Davido, tried this some years ago. The guy, you know how much he generated. How much more someone like Adeboye? This is for you guys to realize that money is not really what you call money. The highest on this group is wealthy. It's about ideas and relationship. And these are the things we are going to be building during the course of this 30 days challenge. How do you build relationship? How do you generate ideas? Skill will teach you about the ideas, which is ability to solve problems, yeah? Relationship under it is also a skill to get lists. Like I showed you, your audience, your email list, all of these things are very critical to your ability to generate money. One of the few people I've been researching is how to marry being a celebrity and being viral, being popular to wealth. I just read a statistic that Rihanna, through her beauty line, generates over $2.5 billion per year. I don't know how true that statistic is, but the truth will not be far from that. The only way she's able to do that is not because those products were the best product that's ever happened to humanity, but it's because it is Rihanna. And who is Rihanna? Someone that has added a lot of value and built plenty relationship through her talents by solving entertainment problem for people. Although, when I use this example, I always remember the spiritual side of things, but we'll deal with that on day 30. Don't worry. That's a day none of you should miss. We'll get into all of that because that's another level. All right? That's another level. There are people here, you agree with me, you've made a lot of money, but you could not go above that lot of money. To some of you, it's probably about 10 billion in Naira. But you couldn't go to 100 billion, 1 trillion. You could not. To some of you, it's about between 1 million and 10 million. But you couldn't go to 20, 30, 50 million. There's just like a ceiling. To some of you, it's just a bit of 100 million. You could not go to billion realms. You tried. If I'm talking to you, type 111. You have business, but you could not just break. I'm not poor, I'm not broke, but I can't go beyond this level of income. It's just about 50 million, 100 million. We've not gotten to 500, 1 billion. It's just difficult. We've tried everything. And to some of you have never even spent million before. I'm not talking to those ones. I'm talking to you have made good money, yeah? But you could not go above. The problem is on day 30 of this stuff. I'm going to deal with that for you. I'm going to deal with that for you. How to shatter the ceilings. So that I will open the windows of heaven. Hey, you want to see windows of heaven opened? There is a dimension. And we'll get into that on day 30. Let's build our foundation and blocks till we get there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of today's class. How has been the class? This is day 1. I have more things to share, but that's why we have day 2. Amazing. Fantastic. Let me go and talk to YouTube people. Let me see what they are typing there. Awesome. All right, so want to do a recap of what we have been able to learn today. Before then, let's take more water. All right. Take some water. Awesome. All right. So today we dealt with the genesis of money, and I gave you definition of money. And I said the biggest word is the word perception. And then money simply means value, and it comes with problem solving. So I gave you a lot of keywords. We defined the word problem, we defined the word value, we defined the word perception. And I gave you the history of money from value to material to gold to metal to fiat to digital numbers to crypto. And I told you about fractional reserve banking, how governments and banks create money, and what money has reduced to. And I said your goal is not money, but your goal is value. All right? So both real and perceived value. And I defined what real value and perceived value is. All right? And then I gave you the definition of poor, broke, rich, and wealthy. And we came to a conclusion that you are not poor. You might only be broke. And the only reason you are broke is because the value you have not shared it to people who need it. You have not solved problem. And I said, desire problems, but also desire along with it ability to solve problems. The richest among us are people who are able to solve problems, all kinds of problems. When we talk about problems, we're talking perceived problems, most especially, because that is the world we live in today. Some of you are trying to solve real problems. That is what charity does. Please write that down. That's another thing I didn't even write. Excuse me. You solve real problems through charity projects and foundations. But you solve perceived problems to make money. You solved perceived problems to make money, which means you solve wants, not needs. If you want to solve needs, you donate, you do all this humanitarian stuff, which is great. That's another level of wealth. We'll get into that also. But if you want to make, you've not chopped, you've not paid bills. And I said, broke people or poor people, the poor's goal of money is to pay bills. All right, the middle class is to buy material things, especially the ones they don't need. But the wealthy and the rich is to make more money. There's a concept I'm going to teach you maybe on day 3, which is going to be about the parable of the shepherd. Let me write it here. The shepherd who had 100 sheep, and one was missing, and he left the 99 to go and pursue the one. Maybe day 2 or day 3 we're going to talk about this. So what this simply means is wealthy people take their next $10. More importantly, than the $1 million they already have in the account. You get me? Some of you, because you have $1 million, every $10, $20, $100 is irrelevant. You overlook it. You don't take it serious. Said, after all, we have arrived. How much is this that you're bringing? No. The real wealthy people, every next dollar is more I didn't say it's as important. I say it's more important to them than the one they have stacked. They don't get comfortable. That's why they sang that song. Dangote, still they find money. Oh, who I be, where I no go find money. Oh. So this race of wealth creation is what we'll do all our life. Why is Elon Musk still working if his purpose is to make money? Why are all these people still working if they have made all this money? So guys, let's get ready. So that's all of these things that I've mentioned. So we're going to do what's it called now? Our affirmation, and we'll have a very short interactive session because this is very important. I'm sorry, I think we have done longer. Well, today is introduction day, so please permit me to extend the class for as long as we could hold, but subsequently we're going to be able to have a better stuff later on in that sense. Okay.
Recording stopped.
All right, so we'll do our affirmation right now, and we'll get the written affirmation across to everybody in the group. There is also a community we are building on a platform that everybody will be asked to join. All right, we're going to drop the link in the group to join that community, so we'll be able to use it to do quite a number of things. And by 12 tomorrow p.m. GMT +1, we will be doing what's the name? Twitter Space. All right, so we'll announce that also on the Telegram group so that you all be able to join. So we'll deal with some of these things. We'll come up with a topic maybe around this poor, broke, rich, and wealthy, and let people just give value. Let's talk. Come and show yourself, at that meeting tomorrow in that sense. All right, so the link for yesterday meeting is on the group, so please just go to the groups. It's already there. I even dropped it myself personally. So please, 12 p.m. Temi on Twitter. So please open Twitter account if you do not have one. It's very important. So let's get right into the affirmation, and then we open the line for a couple of people to talk and then ask questions. Please, not question about what we have taught. Don't ask me, how about the 10K group of the 1K club? We'll do that one last. That's not what I'm asking you to ask me. Let's talk about what we have dealt with, the 30 days challenge stuff, and then after that, then we can now quickly go a little bit into the other important things that we have to share. You do stuff. Sorry about that. Are we ready, guys? Where's my music player? Okay, I will bring music player tomorrow so that we can quickly do that.
Recording in progress.
All right. So let's do our affirmation. I want you to repeat these things after me. Say it out. Don't just mumble it in your mind. Open your mouth to say them, and believe what you're saying. I'll get it across to you tomorrow, so you'll be able to read them properly and all of that. All right. So are we ready? So good. When I say I, you mention your name. All right. I, Sam Harvard. I believe in abundance. I believe there are more than enough resources on this planet for me. I do not operate in lack. I have ability to create value. I'm a problem solver. Therefore, I am not poor. I have ability at a global scale. People need me all over the world. I am not limited by distance. I am not limited by language. I am not limited by borders. My value is global. I have the power to create what I need. I have the power to create what I want. Any form of lack is temporary, because all I have to do is create the value that will take it away. Therefore, I am wealthy and blessed. I am wealthy and blessed. I am wealthy and blessed. I spread myself into millions of people by solving their perceived problems. I am a magnet. All I do is attract value. I am valuable. I am valuable. I am valuable. I cannot be poor. Say it with conviction. I cannot be poor. Because I am valuable. This is my reality. This is who I am. This is what I do. I have strength to carry out my assignments. I create wealth for my children's children. I create abundance for my fourth and fifth generations. I am a leader. I am not behind. I am above in everything I do. I'm a wealth creator because I understand the true meaning of wealth. I celebrate myself because I'm an awesome gift to this generation. I'm an awesome gift to this planet. I'm a global treasure. I cannot be stopped. I cannot be stopped. I cannot be stopped. This is who I am. This is what I do. My name is Sam Harvard. I want you to celebrate yourself. Just shout. Scare somebody in your house right now. Shout, shout, shout. You are not shouting. Shout! Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Amazing, 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 amazing.
Recording stopped.
Amazing. All right. So the next session is a conversation. So I want you to raise your hand if you would like to ask me question, if you would like to give a short contribution. Make sure your camera is on, because I will not call you if your camera is not on. So I will use that stuff to quickly pick about 2 or 3 people. Let's see if we can finish this up in 30 minutes. All right. If your phone is dead, you can go to sleep. If you are tired, you can go to sleep. But please remember, there's no replay for these sessions. You miss any live session, it's gone. You go come pay before you see the. I'm not sending any replay, and I mean it. So, all right, I've got a couple of people. I'm going to begin to pick. Please, you have like 2 minutes max. Put your thoughts together very fast, and let's have them briefly.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Let me see. Let me start from my mama, the tech savvy mama. Let me start from you. Mama, can you unmute?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
fantastic.
committed.
Fantastic.
Amazing session, sir.
Thank you.
Amazing session. I am blown away. I really in shock. The emotion is so deep. So I love session like this. You know, I've done a couple of sessions in personal development, personal growth, and I can really feel the energy here, sir. Thank you. I move. I'm growing. I'm above myself. I am wealthy.
Awesome.
I'm a wealth creator. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm sure and 100% sure this time around. Though I've made money, but not the kind of money I would say I made money. Though I celebrate my small wins, but right now I'm going to another level, sir. I'm going to another level.
Awesome.
I really thank you. I celebrate you. I bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I really thank everybody too that is present here as we are together on this journey. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me bring Boye Joseph. Please unmute. Yeah, I can hear you.
God, honestly, this is wonderful. My head has been hot since yesterday. It's now hotter today. It's been a very after this yesterday. But thank you so much for the time. Zuba family, hi guys. Really, really good. I have a question for you, sir, and it's very, very important.
Okay.
I'm not going to be disturbing you. I have an ambassador who sees to talk most of the time. So, I'll go and discuss. You said something about body people, yeah, and you said the dollar they make currently right now is far more important than the millions they start.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Please come again.
You said, and I quote, the dollar wealthy people make
Okay.
currently right now
Okay.
is far more important than the millions of dollars they start.
Okay.
I want to ask
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I want to ask that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you need an example like Dangote still making more money.
Okay.
You know, I want to know
Okay.
why is that current $1 important than the millions
Okay.
of dollars?
That is a class for day 3 actually, but I'll just give you a bit of hints about that. A wealthy person values cash flow. A wealthy person values cash flow, Many people went broke during COVID lockdown because they do not have a sustainable cash flow system. All right? So, who you have conquered is not as important as who you are about to conquer. Any money in your bank account, that is your money in your bank account, is past glory. It's no longer relevant. The next money is more relevant. Stop telling us about what you made 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Stop. Stop doing that. What are you making today? With all the things you know, what can you do today? So that's what's important. So we're going to dig very deep into this on day 3. It's a mindset. And I've discovered that is what kept people wealthy. They don't say, because I don't hammer 1 million, let me go and flex and paint. It's like story of 2 Yahoo boys that picked 2 million and say they want to go and paint Lagos red. It's a joke that I had. So you don't say because you have made some money. Some of you are proud because you have 5 million in your account. You are proud because you have 100 million in your account. Because it's already in your account, it's equal to 0. Go and make another one. All right? If you keep money in your bank account, that bank can close, just like SVB Bank just closed recently. Silicon Valley Bank in the US. Yeah, it just disappeared. And there's other banks that, as a ripple effect, are also closing down. Some banks in Nigeria were almost closing recently, and some of them will even close very soon. All right. All of these things can happen to you, and you are only insured in Nigeria up to 500K. So about some people that now have hundreds of millions in their account, and so a lot of things can happen to what you have conquered before. So what's more important is what you can next conquer. So don't underrate that 10K. I used to make that mistake. So because I'm now dealing with clients that are paying me 1 million for a service, somebody now wants to pay me 20K. I now don't respond to them. They are chatting, so I want to transfer this money, 20K. I don't respond to them until the same me that now have clients that pay me millions went broke and I could not afford 100K. That was when I understood the power of the next 100K, the next 20K, you understand? So in your journey of wealth, please, you will get proud because you will start making good money. Please, whatever you already have is nothing. The important one is the next one that you can make. Okay? So just know that whatever you have conquered, you have conquered. What you are yet to conquer is the new challenge. So that's what you want to put your focus on. I hope that answered that. No, don't also. Mba, you did not pay for this. Okay.
They had like, we have like, our Balablu and they like,
okay.
Have stacks of money. Is it because of they don't trust the bank? They have those kind of money, so they're like kept in one place.
I can hardly hear you. Can you detach your earphone?
I'm sorry. Okay, my iPhone, yes.
If you detach it from the phone or device, we might be able to hear you better. Yeah, I think it's better. Yes.
Yeah, it's better. Okay. So I was like, is it also connected to, these politicians here that are keeping money at home? These people that used to have stacks of money. Is it because of the banking system?
No. That's another story for another day. Let's not get into that one. It's another story for another day. But it's not because of that anyway. So yes.
Yeah.
You can't have a problem again, boy. Let me get someone else on.
It's a good problem. It's a good problem.
What I meant is you have finished your 2 minutes. Please allow other people to say something. Thank you.
It is you.
Go.
It is you that is the problem, sir.
Yes, I'm a good problem. Try and solve me. All right. So let me get who else can I see? Yes, I can see that nice treasure. Hi, Denise, are you there? Mascot, please unmute. I can't hear you, sir. Okay, now I can hear you, sir. All right, please go ahead.
Okay. I really want to thank you so much for the time. It has really been a blessing, especially about the mindset, because one thing I learned from you in the first track is about the mindset, which is the beginning of greatness in anything that you do. Yeah, and this has been an adapt to me, and I really want to thank you. And concerning that, I have a question to ask.
Okay.
That when it comes to the mindset, as you said that the mindset is what generates wealth or money, or is the beginning of wealth. So when it comes to mindset, what are the things that one needs to put aside before he or she will be able to work on his mind concerning something, especially when it comes to making money online or making money? What are the things? For example, some may say, when you want to, before you can renew your mind, maybe you have to stop doing this or to stop doing that. You have to stop watching these kind of things or stop saying this kind of. So what are the actual things or the do's and don'ts that you have to put aside or put in before your mind can work concerning something?
Okay, let me cut in. I want to assume that I understand the question very well, but I want to point your attention to something Jesus said. He said, except you become like one of these children, you will not enter the kingdom of God. Whenever Jesus used kingdom of God, he's not talking about heaven. He's talking about an experience on the planet, on earth. Because he said, let thy kingdom come. He didn't say, let us go to your kingdom. Remember? Our Father in heaven, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done where? On earth. The way it's already. So he didn't say, Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Let us go to heaven. Let us go to your kingdom. Let us go and do your will in heaven. He didn't say that. Unfortunately, the Christian faith today, that's another story. We'll get into that maybe on day 30. So he said, except you are like one of these children, you will not see the kingdom. So what does it mean? It means you have to act and behave like a child, then you can embrace the concepts of the kingdom. What is the number one characteristic of a child? Curiosity and teachability. Curiosity and teachability is one of those. So how do you change your mindset? What are the things you need to do? You first have to think like a child, be ready to learn. Believe that whatever you know is only a fraction of what you could know. As a matter of fact, sometimes you measure your knowledge by your life experience. If you are broke, it means you are knowledge deficits. You are knowledgeable, but it's not enough knowledge because you don't know at that moment, all right, how to implement what you know to bring you money. You might even know what to do, but how to do what to do, which is how to get the strength and the motivation and the discipline to do what you know how to do. Because a lot of you know what to do to make money, but you're not doing it. All right. So when you are like that, as a child seeking knowledge, you will easily be able to get all of those things out. So that's what I would say to you as per what you need to be able to start change mindset. Mindset are built through information that you have soaked in over time, and they are also changed through new information that are changing. All right. So for example, I believe everybody on this call today believe that they are not poor. If you are still thinking you are a poor man because you don't have money in your bank account, you don't have cash in your hand, then you must have wasted your 3 hours with me today. But if now you know that, I'm not poor, I may not get money, I may not have clothes, I may not have any of these things, but I'm not poor, I'm only broke. Why? Because I have value, but I've not started adding the value. And I know, listening to Sam Harvard, the next 30 days, I will have value, I will know who to sell to, I will know how to sell it, and I'm going to make money. It's as simple as that. All right. So that's the thing. Thank you, Temi. Temi also said exposure changes definitely, which is one of the assignments you are going to get tomorrow, because you're going to carry out a project under mindset. And one of the things I did that changed the way I think about money, which eventually started to attract money to my life, I will tell you to go and do them. All right, so get ready for that. Thank you very much, Treasure. And let me pick someone else. I'm going to be in trouble if I don't pick Daniel. I think I can see your own face. Victor, your video is on, but it's dark where you are. I'm picking based on video, so if your video is not on, I'm not going to pick you. So Daniel, please, can you say something?
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Daniel. Please adjust your camera. You are holding it like our mother. When you are doing video call with the mother, their head will not be in one corner. Please go ahead.
Yes, there is no light here, so I'm just managing.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Light.
Well done.
I want to thank you very much for the lesson today. It's mind blowing. I've really gained a lot. And so I want to quickly ask, how can I, because sometimes we might have knowledge but do not know how to package it into product to sell. What steps to take?
You will need to wait. You need to wait for which one now? That will be day 15.
Yeah, because sometimes we might have something but do not know how sellable it can be.
Day 15. But I will give you an hint. Research. The way Apple grew, the way Samsung grew, is because they spend what is bigger than Nigeria budget on research and development alone. Can I repeat myself? Apple spend what is bigger than Nigerian budget on research and development alone. R&D.
Okay.
All right. So research. Gather knowledge, know things. I will point you in what direction of research on day 15. But for now, don't let me let the cat out of the bag. But guys, don't miss any day. I'm begging. All right. So on day 15, we're going to deal with that. Thank you very much, Daniel. So now I'm going to go for Abigail. And then after Abigail, I think Scholar is looking at me like, if you don't call me, I will appear in your dream. So Scholar, get ready after Abigail. Hi, Abigail. How are you?
So I'm very fine, thank you. I was also going to say that if you don't call me, I was going to call you in your dream.
All right. I've called you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. See, I'm so elated this night. Like, I went to the office and I came back. I was so tired. I'm like, God, I have been waiting since morning. I can't miss this class. And at the point when they were explaining money, I started dozing. I said, no, this can't be. I had to start eating groundnut. Like, I'm serious. Like, I had to start eating groundnut, something to just, keep me busy. Thank you so much. I've been a banker for over 16 years.
Wow.
I never had time to go study about what money actually is. It became clearer to me today that all the while I have been pursuing money. When I have value, I can sell.
Wow.
Thank you so much. The day I subscribed to Lenoflix, something led to it, and I subscribed in Duress, because it was more like a dream. It was like this about 2 a.m. I was listening to that video that you talk about the dark world. I was so scared. And I pulled out the last coin in my bank account. I transferred it that night and I called T-Money. T-Honey was the one that I got the link from. And I said, you've not shown me these places. Like, I will meet that money that I'm looking for. It was about $2,500. That's what I'm going to make like now. And I did that. Boom.
Wow.
The thing I learned, I sell the 2 first clients. I sold like 2 VIPs. And nothing happened again. I'm like, okay, no time to study until I started again. Listen, this night, it cost me to be here for 30 days. That I will do. Thank you. I thank God that made you want to give everything for you to me. So I'm going to take you on my problem right now, because I have to take you into me to make everything work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail. Thank you. All right, so let's go for Scholar, and then I'll take only one more person because some people need to go and eat. We call it sari where I'm coming from. It's almost time to eat sari because 3 a.m. here already. So I think I need to go and eat my own as well. Hi, Scholar. Can you? Okay, I need to allow you. Please go ahead. Don't worry. From tomorrow, we'll have more time for the interactive session. Today we've already overshoot by an hour, so that's why we are reducing that. Scholar, are you there? Oh, you are frozen. It's like somebody else has gone to do jazz for Scholar's time. Oh. They want to take your time. Okay. Oh God. Live. Let's have live for now. Maybe we'll bring Scholar back. I've wanted to call live. You are one of the first set of people that raised your hand. So please unmute.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Good morning.
Morning. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank you for the lecture of today. I'm so happy. Like, seriously, it's just blew up my mind. Like, all the way. So I've just been having a wrong mindset of myself, and I'm just happy to hear. So now, my question today now is about this perception about why people want to save and attain and not need it. Because most likely, I think people they really need something. So I don't know why we still want it. And it's talked about charity projects. What do you mean by that? I'm still confused on it.
Okay. Climate change. Children in Africa that can't afford food, no water, and all of those people. Especially when you solve problems for people who can't afford to pay you. It's a charity project, okay? So we need to do that as much as possible. And but you don't have passion for charity project as a way to make money, except you want to just collect donation and spend it, which a lot of people see as a way of making money. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Excuse me. So you do it because you want to add those value to those people, not because you want to make money back from it. Although there's a way to make money back from it, but it's not direct, it's indirect. And that's why a lot of people do it. One, it might interest you that if the more charity stuff you do, the more tax holiday or tax cuts you get. You pay less in taxes when you give to those kind of stuff. And one of the things that most billionaires do when they say they are donating, they're actually not donating their wealth. I think we'll get into that another time. They're actually not donating their wealth per se. They are removing money that they could have paid in tax to do these projects in order to create a market for their products. It's a crazy cycle, but we're going to talk about it hopefully during the 30 days. So that's what I will say about that, Mr. Life. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. All right. God, we do not have this lady anymore. Promise, should I call you? The way you are knocking your biro, I don't know if. All right, this is the last person I'm adding tonight, and I promise. How are you? Good evening. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So really grateful to be part of this section, and was it since last year that I joined Leno Fish, and I believe that it has been awesome. And during the last year, 30 days income challenge is really awesome because I was able to build my own website, and it's up now. So today, right now, though I joined so late, I was on YouTube. Then it was like you talked about asking questions, so I lost it on Zoom in order to ask my own question. So, sir, the question I want to ask regarding what you share about the poor, the broke, and the rich. Sure, if I'm seeing other people's results, though I've been trying my best, if I'm seeing other people's results, if I'm seeing their screenshots, what they have been able to achieve, like though it has been since this period that I've been noticing that I'll be having a serious headache. Like if I'm seeing it, I'll be having a serious headache. Like I'll be confused on what I'm doing. Like I can't concentrate. So I don't know. My questions are simple. This one is actually the first one, and then the second one is that I've been making videos on Facebook and Instagram about becoming the best version of yourself. And then it came up to me one day that someone saw my video. Like I went live on Instagram, and then someone saw my video and was like, he started to sell one of things. He was calling me to be like, have I become the best version of myself, and I'm teaching people how to do so that I'm still broke. So since that time, like it was done to me that I can't concentrate. Like I
Wow.
just stopped making the videos again. I can't even understand
Wow.
it because of.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Wow. Number one, I should lie you down and put some cane in your behind for allowing a naysayer or a critic or criticism to stop you from the path to building wealth. There is nothing bad in being a knowledge distributor. Please write that down, everybody. There is nothing bad in being a knowledge distributor. Provided you don't claim the credit to the knowledge you are distributing. All right. So where the problem comes is when you have not made money, but you are saying you have made money and all of that. But I can say this concept I'm about to teach you, you can use it to make $1,000. Why? Because where I learned it from, those people have made more than $1,000. I'm also about to start implementing. I might not have even made anything yet, but I believe it can make money, so I can teach it. So I used to teach things that my life was not reflective of. But the difference is I wasn't claiming that I had those things. All right? I wasn't claiming that I had them. But I know people who had them. So I will use their stories and their own testimonials to make my point. So at the end of the day, people who listen to me pick the same thing and go. I mean, I've taught things that people pick up and then they go and, make results with it. So it's more or less like you're saying, because you are a male doctor, you cannot take delivery of a female because you have never given birth to a child before, or because you are a female delivery woman because you have not given birth yet, then you cannot take delivery of a lady even though you are trained in it. So it's not everything that you must have experienced before you can teach. Even in church, they said Jesus has experienced everything that we have done. He has whatever. I say, that's in our life. That's not how they meant it. Because there was no Instagram in Jesus' day. That guy, if you get side chick, don't say na me say amo, but I'm just saying that there were things that wasn't in existence in his time that he didn't face. But how come they now said he has tasted everything we are going through? All right. So should we discard his teaching because it was not alive during Instagram days? You understand me now? So you don't necessarily have to have experienced things to be able to teach. You just need to believe that the knowledge is true and it has changed other people's lives and is about to change your own life. Therefore, it can change your listener's life as well. Be a certified knowledge distributor, but do me a favor. Practice what you are teaching. Practice what, that's what will make all the difference. practice the heck out of what you're teaching. And that's going to change everything. So that's about that. Second one is when people have results, don't let it affect you. Always be a seeker of the behind the scene. Write that down. Be a seeker of the behind the scene. Number one, in this world, is about perception. There are many things you see online that are not true. There are many things you see online that are not true. All right. So you don't want to give yourself a dick because somebody did a Photoshop or somebody just cropped some things and what have you, So you don't want to affect yourself by that, but rather ask yourself. There's a young man that some of my children told me about some last year, I think. And then they said very interesting, lovely things about this young man. And I really wanted to meet him. And the day I first met him, I told everybody to come with me to the most expensive cinema in Dubai. And all of them came, all my children, everybody, They invited this young man and I think one of his friends as well. They came. So I was expecting that this guy will cover the bill of everybody. And when it was time to pay, he was not doing like he wanted to cover the bill. I mean, this is somebody they said has made $100 million twice. 100 million. I never smelled that kind of money. I never smelled that kind of money. So, $100 million twice. As a matter of fact, they said he was going the next day to go and buy a private jet. I mean, he was traveling from that cinema to go and buy a private jet. So, when it was time to pay now, this guy was trying to pay for. I was waiting for him to say, no, don't worry, everybody, I'll cover this. He didn't do that. So I used tie, remove small cash. I start to choke it in the hands of my children. So I announced everybody pay for your own head. So I ended up paying for all my children because I gave all of them the cash that they contributed. And he had to pay for his own. And we all dodged it, So I was now wondering, if you are that wealthy and you're trying to build relationship, how much is this movie ticket that you can't just give to everybody? This one is not flexing. This is just wisdom. So from that point, I start to pick red flags. And of course, all my fears came to pass. And the guy was just lying. I mean, critical lying. Because even let me not get too deep before some of you start to know who I'm talking about. So, so don't allow, like somebody is posting whatever. It might be fake, it might not be real. It might not be real. So don't kill yourself about that. I've seen too many things on this online business space and what have you that nothing they move me. I am my own competition. What did I achieve yesterday? Nami know. If I tell you, that's when you know. But Nami know. I'm the one that know if I'm truly broke, but I'm flaunting like I have money. And I mean, no. So I should be the one trying to beat my own records. Don't worry about what anybody is posting and what have you. And I've seen too many people that made genuine money, but are freaking broke. Freaking broke. There is a particular man that used to come to mind who made a lot of money in network marketing days when I was still in network marketing. And things went so bad for him within 2 years that he was begging for 10K. This is somebody that used to collect Jeep almost on every 2 months or 3 months. He qualifies for Jeep, SUV, brand new cars, over and over, multi-million. And he went so broke. And I know it's not village people. It's not village people. All right. So I've seen all kinds of things happen. So please don't let any of these things affect you. Rather, let it motivate you. See, anybody's testimonial, real or fake, is a proof of concept. That's what I tell myself. Oh, that is making this. This guy is making 50 times what I'm making. Yes. So it's possible I make 50 times too. He doesn't have 2 heads. I just need to, scale what I'm doing. So that's what I tell myself. And that's what I want you to tell yourself. So number one, keep teaching. I used to teach when I was broke, when I was homeless. I was teaching wealth, creation, money, mindset. I was teaching all these things I'm teaching you. I didn't stop. My friends go laugh at me tired because after teaching, I mop with face towel and then climb Okada. Guest speaker, everybody clap. Sometimes we'll cut. How do you use to cut? We'll cut clothes and use the do pocket square. I will go and speak. My first the first 3 years that I did public speaking, I was borrowing suits. I didn't have one. What would do Dash Monkey Banana? The first suit I had, let me tell you, it was a guy that decided to do wedding while we were still in school. And he chose me as one of his groom man. And we contributed to be able to pay for that. I think the guy even added money for me so I could buy suit for his wedding. That was the first suit I owned in my life. I borrowed suit from Demola. I borrowed suit from Paul, one of my classmates. Paul had a nice suit, don't know how to wear it. Demola had a suit that was bigger than him. He was like one. Me, I have small body. So I wore a suit. Nice package suit. There's a guy we used to call Adura Leke. He had a white suit. I was invited to come and speak. This one was even ministration, like prophetic ministration, on another campus. People collected the anointing that day. Mighty things happened during that process. But that white suit I wore, I borrowed it. But they didn't know. We had only money for one-way trip. It was for honorarium they gave us that we used to do transport. If they did not give us money and they only gave us food, only God knows if we would trek from Ogbomoso to Ilorin that day. So that was me. Keep adding. So today, I'm not faking it anymore. I have money. Praise God. I wasn't even faking it then. I mean, like, I am not faking it. Okay, so now what I'm teaching, I've lived it. It's my experience now. So before, I was teaching other people's knowledge that I've learned, that I'm practicing also. So as much as you're teaching, please be practicing. Because what will separate if you will last are the things you do, not the things you say. Anybody can say anything, but not everybody can do. So as you're learning, you're teaching, please be implementing. Thank you, Smith Victor. And the Lord bless the hearing of the word. Thank you very much, Promise, Divan. I wish I could call Divan. I've been seeing his face since, but Divan, we'll do tomorrow. I should call you. You say I should call him. Okay, that's so how many children? I've adopted about 3 or so. So I don't have plenty. Hi, Divine.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, our last speaker. Please go ahead.
I'm really grateful to be part of the Huda family. And so I don't have much to say than to just say I've really been blessed in the course of the session tonight. And there are a few things I want to highlight I've learned that they're going to help me a lot. I've learned about the origin of money, or the genesis of money, which I think is something very critical when you are on a journey like this one. It's always good to take it from the basis, and that's what you have done to us. And I believe it's a very strong foundation that is going to take us to places. And just to say, I'm really grateful for all you are doing.
Thank you.
For us, and may God keep blessing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, awesome. And that wrap up the interactive session for today. So please go and do your assignments, and I'll see you on Twitter Space 12 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow. Announcements going to come in a moment.
Recording stopped.
Okay, so to the announcements, we are almost live on the 1K Club. The 1K Club is one of the best things that has happened to us, and we are going to be pushing it massively during this 30 days challenge. There are 2 categories of promoters. The first categories are the general Ziba affiliates members. Either you are basic, or you are premium, or you are the starter, premium, or VIP. You all can promote this program, all right? The second categories are the special affiliates who paid for special resources and guide, 30,000 naira worth. All right, those are the second sets. Now, some of you paid for Road to 1K. Road to 1K is a course that has a 25-week mentorship program. 1K Club is another program on its own. all right, which contains both Road to 1K training, the 25 weeks program, and some other assorted courses. So if you want that, you pay 10K again. If you don't want it, don't worry. All right. So if the extra value on the 1K club is important to you, it's okay if you don't have the money. You ask yourself, how can I raise it? Don't come and say, man, they don't collect 10 You remember, you just remember everything I've taught today. So pay for it if you can, if you want it, if you find it valuable to you, pay for it. If you can't, just move on to promoting. Don't worry about being on the program. All right. So these are the few things that I want to say. Tomorrow's class is going to be, it's starting on the dot 9 p.m. Please don't miss it. I'm not going to wait for anybody. I'm just going to go straight into the stuff. We'll train. So if you miss it, it's on you. I'm not going to be responsible for that in that way. And please, there's no replay. The only replay you will get is the affirmation, so you can be able to recite it and all of that. So 1K Club is going to be live. I'm sure most of you will be able to register for it from tomorrow, which is Sunday now. Yeah, you should be able to register. We are wrapping it up. It's almost, everything is almost ready. And you'll be able to, you can still pay the 30K, please. Go ahead and pay the 30K if you want to be part of the special affiliates who have extra resources, extra stuff to be able to get it done. Admin, anybody, please give them the link and stuff for those who want to pay the 30K so they can be able to do that and all of that. Is it 10K or $10? It's 10,000 naira. As a matter of fact, it's 10,800. That's the naira value. It's only in Cameroon that they will pay slightly less than 10,000, about 9,008 or so, in that contest. So we're finalizing. It's not $10. $10 is for the course Road to 1K. All right. There's a course called Road to 1K, 6 steps to make $1,000, and then a group where you're here. But 1K Club is deeper than that. Okay. So I'm almost done with my own 1.5 liter of water. I don't know. Maybe I'll start giving award for people who finish their water during the class. Okay, let me release people on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon on YouTube. I just want to ask a question from YouTube. Sorry, I'm just saying that.